Why millionaires appear broke? How they spend their money? The fundamental mistake newly rich people often make is to think they have so much money they can't blow it all. My name is John and I help teach people about money, personal finance and investing. If you are actually interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful for you guys. Millionaires are known for having habits like carefully planning and spending their money wisely, constantly educating themselves, waking up early, and especially for taking care of their health. But we have all seen the millionaires who don't have those self-control habits. Those millionaires who connect up with a spouse or partner who hasn't had money before and doesn't know that money has to be taken care of. The millionaire who just plain do the opposite of what it takes to make and keep money, and they have bad habits that ultimately leave them broke. Here are those most common habits of millionaires who have gone broke. They didn't track their spending. Whether you're a freelance writer or Bill Gates, everyone needs a budget. When looking at your money, you should be tracking every penny you spent. Set a budget and know where every penny goes. I personally recommend watching the little costs that we normally don't pay attention to. The $10 a month accounts add up over time. The more of them you have, the more money will be going out of your account each month. Well, this is a habit that most millionaires know. Millionaires in the process of going broke are not watching and following their money. They do the opposite. They cannot even tell you where it went. These soon-not-to-be millionaires don't ever go over their bank statements or monthly bills to make sure that there aren't any unauthorized transactions. They also don't look at bills from restaurants, hotels, or retail purchases, much less the grocery store, to make sure that they weren't overcharged. They also don't compare prices for items they routinely purchase, such as their cell phone bill. In the end, these millionaires waste a lot of money simply because they don't track their spending. It may not seem like much of a problem in the beginning, but it can quickly add up. In the end, well, no money is a problem. They made pricey and emotional purchases. Millionaires who are going broke have a nasty habit of making emotional purchases. For example, when they have had a bad day at work, they go to an Amazon on spending spree, or they may determine a couple of times a week that they have to have DoorDash because they are depressed about something and don't want to cook. Most millionaires are frugal and known to be careful with their spending. They avoid making emotional purchases because millionaire emotional purchases tend to be a bit more spendy than Amazon. These are often the expensive sink in the boat type purchases. Remember MC Hammer and his gold-plated driveway gates emblazoned with the phrase Hammer Time and his 21 racehorses? He would have done better to sit on the couch with a quart ice cream and zone out to an old movie. One interesting thing about the millionaires who stay rich is that many use coupons, look for the best bargains, and cause a scene if they are overcharged. Then they'll turn around and go on a luxurious European vacation or purchase an item like a massive diamond ring. Be frugal no matter what stage of life you are living. Everyone needs a budget. $1 million sounds like an everlasting amount of money, but it is, in fact, finite. Even $1 billion does come to an end at some point. At the end of the day, having a large net worth does not guarantee security, a good credit score, or everlasting happiness. If millionaires wish to use their money wisely, they need to get down in the mud and work out a budget. Of course, many of them hire financial planners instead of using free spreadsheet software or a piece of paper to work out where their money should go, but the same principle applies. Take on some personal finance. Decide how to spend your money before you actually spend it. Just like how non-millionaires can be impulsive and fail to track where their money is going, millionaires are also capable of making this budgeting mistake. People are people and they make emotional decisions. If a millionaire doesn't budget properly and starts spending on personal chefs, expensive cars, and other luxury amenities, they will quickly run out of money. Sometimes millionaires, especially new millionaires, feel they have so much money that they lose perspective on what they can afford. According to an article from Bleacher Report, 60% of NBA players filed for bankruptcy 5 years after retirement. Analyzers theorize it's because it's common for athletes to come from middle class or even low-income families. Therefore, they don't likely have the financial literacy to spend their millions responsibly or have a good perspective on the limitations of their access to cash. While the NBA is working to instill financial literacy in their players, this can be a lesson for anyone. Budgeting is important, and if you come into unexpected money, take a minute to decide the wisest way to spend it instead of celebrating by buying everyone in the bar a drink. They didn't have multiple streams of income. Author Thomas C. Corley's 5-year study of self-made millionaires discovered that a majority of them have multiple streams of income. In fact, 65% of the millionaires he studied had 3 streams of income, while 35% had 4 streams. If millionaires are relying on one primary stream of income and that stream fails them, then they are in a position to go broke. This happens to millionaires the same way it happens to us. If you only have one job or your household has only one breadwinner, then it can be devastating to lose that job. It's just the same for millionaires, but it's on a much bigger scale. And if their financial planner didn't anticipate the loss of income, they may not have enough money to pay off debts or maintain their lifestyle. The average person can learn from this. While you might not need multiple jobs, it's smart to diversify where your earnings originate in order to protect yourself in case something happens to one of those streams. People only have so much control over the success of their money sources. Additionally, keeping an eye on the job market and maintaining skills that can apply in multiple industries can make a difference for you in case you lose your job or your industry loses relevancy and you get laid off. You probably don't want to have only highly specialized skills that won't make you appealing to anybody but your own company. However, not all millionaires follow this multiple stream rule. Take the case of Eike Barista, a Brazilian businessman who was worth an estimated $35 billion. Barista truly believed that nothing could hurt or even slow down his oil and gas business, OGX. This company was his crown jewel, but when oil production slowed, he was forced into bankruptcy. Having multiple income streams makes a lot of sense, says Corley. When one stream is negatively affected by systematic economic downturns on which you have no control, the other streams can come to the rescue and help you survive the downturn without seeing your lifestyle dramatically affected. This also means that you follow the rule of not putting all of your eggs in one basket. They were impatient, aggressive investors. Unlike long-term investors who are patient and remain calm, aggressive investors use the Wolf of Wall Street as their playbook. They pick stocks on a hunch and then unload their investments panically when things start heading south. Even worse, because they were successful making millions, they believe they don't need the advice of educating investors and rely on their own street smarts or delusions of grandeur. The bottom line is, educate yourself about your money. Protect your money, watch your money, take care of your money so that you too won't be a broke millionaire. Just as risky as it is to have only one stream of income, it is also risky to put a lot of money you own in one investment or multiple risky investments, since you can lose a lot of money quickly. Adolf Merkel, one of the richest men in Germany, was hit hard by the 2018 recession. Forbes reported he attempted to protect his money by putting it into hasty investments that went poorly. He quickly went broke and lost everything. The ability to make wise investment choices is good for anyone. When you invest in something, ask yourself questions like, what are the risks of this investment? How safe is this investment? How does the investment work? Am I willing to maintain the investment? And when will the investment pay off? They broke the law. Sometimes people lose their fortunes because they break the law and owe money. Bernie Madoff famously ran a multi-billion-dollar Ponzi scheme that captured many victims. Once the extent of his criminal activity was discovered, he wasn't permitted to keep his millions. His assets were seized and used to put towards paying back his victims. Breaking the law to earn money doesn't work out in the end. Madoff is now in prison for 150 years. Millionaires lose money the same way we do. While it may be harder for millionaires to accidentally lose all their money, the truth is, finances come down to the same principles whether there is $100 in your bank account or $100 million. You have to budget, spend responsibly, make sure you have income coming in, and be smart about investments. And of course, abide by the law. Thank you for the views, guys. Subscribe and like.